This was a really neat infographic that came out. Sitting is killing you, the truth about sitting down. There is a whole series of these slides. I just chose one here. It says, whether tending our crops or hunting wild boar, most of our lives as humans were lived on our feet. But with the advent of TV, computers, and the desk job, we're sitting down more than ever before in history. That's hard to read. I think it says 9.3 hours a day. Even more time than we spend sleeping. 7.7 hours. Our bodies weren't built for that, and it's starting to take its toll. So what causes poor posture? I thought this was funny. This guy riding his bike, texting, no hands on the handlebars. So obviously sitting at a computer causes poor posture. Stress. I see this with women. Women tend to hold their stress a little more in their shoulders. So when they get stressed, they tend to do this. And they raise their shoulders up. And that can be a cause of headaches also, because now all the muscles are really tight around your neck. It can affect blood flow into your head. So stress can affect it. Poor self-esteem, if you're feeling down, down and out, you're kind of moping around, walking like this. A lack of exercise. If you're not exercising, then your muscles are getting weaker and you're not able to sort of hold yourself up in a good position. Using handheld devices. Everyone is doing this all the time. Look at my neck. Is that a good position to be in? So this would be better, but no one does that.
That's nerdy.
It looks weird, doesn't it? And then people might think you're taking a picture of them, so it's not really socially acceptable, but it's healthier. Commuting, people sitting in their car for long periods of time, or sitting on the subway or the GO train, you're sort of hunched over, not in a comfortable position. And commutes are so long nowadays too. I read a stat the other day, I think it said Toronto has double the average commute time than people in New York or California. Muscle imbalances, that's what I was talking to you before about with doing the chest, and no back, and then pulls me forward. So I want you to tell me, what are some adjectives that you would think of when you look at someone like this? What do you think?
Tired.
Tired. Good one.
Sad.
Sad. Low confidence, yes.
Pain.
In pain. Good. Unhealthy. Sick. Tight. Stressed out. Depressed. Tired. And low self-esteem or low confidence. And this is like if you just saw someone, you didn't know them, you just saw them standing there, you could jump to these conclusions quickly, couldn't you? Without even talking to them. And you see someone like that, what do you think of? Pretty much the opposite, right? Healthy, confident, strong, effective, okay, good one. Approachable, confident, happy, intelligent. And this is like, that doesn't mean this person is happy, confident, intelligent, but look at just by the way they're standing. That's what you think. So it's amazing what kind of conclusions people can draw just by looking at you. Poor posture, what's happening physiologically? Why do you want to change from that to the other version? When you're in this position, you've got compression of your C-spine, which is your neck, your cervical spine. So things are kind of smushed down. You've got forward translation of the head. We'll see what effects this has in a second. Forward translation of the shoulders. Depression of the chest. Compression of the low back and organs. So now if you're like this, you're kind of smushing all of your organs together. They don't have as much space as they should have. And this slide, I don't know the accuracy of this because I haven't seen the actual study that they figured this out, but it's a good visual of understanding what happens as your head moves forward. So as you start to translate your head, well, let's go back to here. Your head weighs about 12 pounds when it's, right like this. But as you put it forward 2 inches, now it effectively weighs 32 pounds. And if you go forward 3 inches, it effectively weighs 42 pounds. Think of it this way. If I hold a bowling ball in my hand and I hold it like this, I could hold it for a while. But what if I do this? Now it wants to fall off, right? Same thing with your head. So most people, when they're sitting at a computer, they're sitting like this. They've got the head translated. So watch that. Try not to be that person. So good posture, what's happening physiologically? You've got a neutral spine now, the way it should be. Your head is at the center of the gravity. Your chest is open. Guess what? You can breathe better now. Let's try this. Everybody slouch over. Take a deep breath in. Okay, now I want you to open the chest up. Take a deep breath in. Do you feel a difference? The plumbing is working. So all of your trachea, which is your air tube that goes down into your lungs, your intestines, everything is sort of in the right position. So the plumbing is working. So, stretch break number 2. Everyone stand up. Now there isn't much room here. If you want to turn sideways maybe, and you'll just do 10 deep knee bends. So just like this, as long as you don't have any injuries, and that's just going to get some blood pumping, sort of wake you up. I've lost count. What are we at? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if any one of you are teachers, these are good things that you can get your students to do in the middle of class to try and keep them engaged and keep their energy level up so they're not falling asleep on you. How do you fix poor posture? Be conscious of it. Do a mirror check. So look at yourself in the mirror, the way you normally stand, and just see, are your shoulders forward? Is your back arched a certain way? Is your head forward? It's good to have that chin in and the chest open. You could also see it as you're walking downtown outside. There's a lot of glass buildings, so you can just sort of do a quick check, look at the building. Oh boy, I was really slouching. Straighten up. So always do checks. I am still not perfect. I catch myself all the time, sort of hunched over, and then I'm like, oh man, gotta straighten up here. Keep at it. It's not something that you can just change overnight. I've been working on this for 10 years. I'm still not perfect. I'm getting better, but look at it as a work in progress. You can't fix it overnight. Reminders and prompts, like I said, if you're sitting at work, you could set an alarm on your phone for every 30 minutes to sort of get up, straighten up, stretch. Stretches, strengthening exercise. That example I gave of the tight chest, you can just simply do the chest stretch. And then strengthening would be the things that we talked about earlier, the seated rows, anything where you're pulling or extending. So a good one is picture that I'm lying on my stomach and then you're doing those extensions. Okay, so you're extending. Well, some people call them Supermans or Superwomans. So extending like that is going to strengthen all of the postural muscles that are in your back. So those are all good ones to do. Just exercise in general is going to help. Make sure you have proper ergonomics in your workstation and try and get your stress under control, because if you are stressed, it can lead to the poor posture. Things like yoga, meditation, exercise, going for walks outside when it's a nice sunny day like today. Trying to get back into nature is another way to reduce your stress. It's been proven many times in research. If you walk through a forest, your stress level just drops. But how many people do that nowadays? We live in the concrete jungle. Get treatment if you end up having neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain. Go get treatment. Don't suffer with it.